Tonight, the Spurs begin their three-game West Coast tour in a former NBA wasteland turned hotbed, Sacramento, California. Over 17,000 will be inside Arco Arena tonight to watch the young darlings of the NBA, the Sacramento Kings, against the veteran champions of the league, the Spurs, who are back atop the Midwest Division by a mere half game over the Utah Jazz. Utah playing the Miami Heat tonight at the Delta Center. We'll keep you updated on that one. Hello again, everybody, and welcome to an evening of San Antonio Spurs basketball alongside Sean Elliott. I'm Greg Papa. We've all seen Tim Duncan play masterfully, but have we ever seen him play better than he was Monday night? 46 points, 14 rebounds, and what a fourth quarter in the win over the Utah Jazz.
Well, I've seen him play that well several times in practice. He dominated the Utah Jazz. It didn't matter who the Utah Jazz threw on. Karl Malone here, their best interior defender, abused. Greg Ostertag abused several times. Olden Polynice, the guy they brought in to defend Tim Duncan, just didn't have a shot. Didn't matter who they threw at him. He completely dominated. He ran through every single Utah Jazz defender.
He outscored the Utah Jazz in the fourth quarter himself, 19-18, but the Spurs scored 34 in total in that fourth quarter to make up a 9-point deficit. Big play from Antonio Daniels and also Terry Porter. He had 4 3-pointers in the game, scored 11 of his 16 in the fourth quarter, and probably made the 2 biggest shots of the night.
Terry Porter was back to his old self. He was playing the hero role again. Early in the season, Terry Porter did this night after night, hitting huge threes to close games out, and it was no different against the Utah Jazz. Just sunk, really put the nail in the coffin several times against the Utah Jazz. But I told Antonio after the game, he, to me, was the reason that they won that game. Without that spark that Antonio Daniels gives him, there's no threes by Terry Porter. And
the Spurs may need Antonio Daniels' young legs here tonight. It's a good thing that game was 72 hours ago, because the Spurs have to get up and down against the run-and-gun Sacramento Kings, who led the league in scoring a year ago, Sean, and they lead it again this year, over 105 points a game. Of course, the 2 headliners here are Chris Webber, the power forward, and the electric point guard in his second year, Jason Williams.
Well, Jason Williams is just absolutely gaudy with his passes. Unbelievable passes. I'm going to tell you, he entertains me like no other player I've seen in a long time. Look at him here in the open court. He finds people in the open court. If you're open, if you're running, he's going to find you. And he's so flashy. Look at this beautiful pass to somebody on the perimeter. I mean, he finds people. He can shoot the ball. He has unbelievable court vision. He's just a fun player to watch.
Well, they love him here, and this joint will be jumping. The champions are in Northern California to take on the Spurs, but take on the Kings, but there will be a moment of silence before we get loud to honor AJ's former college teammate, Bobby Phills. We'll tell you about that when we come back.
Hoover Wind Tunnel Vacuum. Diamond Rio MP3 player.
We can get to
and music to make your time more harmonious. Best Buy. Turn on the fun.
Hey, being a champion means living like a champion. Like avoiding turnovers, passing on illegal dribbles, crushing out the opposition, staying in bounds, and shooting high, not getting high. That's why Pizza Hut and the Spurs support the Drug-Free Youth Basketball League. It's the league that teaches kids how to play ball and stay drug-free. You can show your support by ordering a medium one-topping pizza from Pizza Hut for only $7.99. So get off the bench and support the league that turns all kids into champions.
2000's here, and your Texas Ford dealers are kicking off the new millennium with a 21st century celebration. It's your chance to start 2000 off right with incredible deals on the best-selling trucks in the Lone Star State. Right now, get a brand new 2000 Ford F-150 for just $219 a month. That's $219 a month for the best-selling truck 22 years running. For the best deals around, get to the 21st century celebration now through January 16th at your Texas Ford dealer.
Lately, you've been bombarded with every kind of car insurance ad there is, making every promise under the sun, how fast you can get a quote, almost guaranteeing how much you'll save, suddenly announcing how much they're lowering rates in Texas. Look, at Concord, we don't make promises or guarantees we can't keep. We're Texans, we know what Texans call a good deal. It's what we've been doing all along. So if all this hype is confusing, give us a call and we'll get you driving down the road instead of up a wall.
This half of Spurs basketball is made possible by Bud Light. For the great taste that won't fill you up and never let you down, make it a Bud Light. By H-E-B, go home a hero. By Pizza Hut, so much variety, the best pizzas under one roof. By the best in Texas, your Texas Ford dealer, where you'll find the #1 selling cars and trucks in Texas. Cars, trucks, sport utility vehicles, no one outsells Ford in Texas. By UPS, the official express delivery company of the San Antonio Spurs. And by Southwestern Bell, a member of the SBC Global Network.
And welcome back to the Arc Arena here in Sacramento. The national anthem just wrapping up here, and also a very solemn moment. As most of you probably heard across the nation here, tragedy struck the NBA over the week. Just yesterday, 30-year-old Charlotte Hornets guard Bobby Fields was killed in the crash of his automobile while he was returning from practice just before their game against the Chicago Bulls. There's Bobby Fields. In fact, at one point, Bobby Fields was sought after by the San Antonio Spurs. And there are both the Kings and the San Antonio Spurs participating in a moment of silence just before tonight's game, as it is going on around the rest of the NBA. One of the team members, Jerome Kersey, talked to us before tonight's game about the tragedy.
He was a very nice guy. You know, one of those guys that, you know, was like, not that you haven't wanted to happen to anybody, but you was like, you know, why a guy like him, you know, who was a, you know, a real straight guy, and just, you know, it's just really sad. You know, you think about it and how lucky you are that, you know, things don't happen to you. But it's, you know, it just makes you put everything in perspective, you know, about what life's about.
Yes, it does, and ironically for Jerome Kersey, his last start was against the Charlotte Hornets. In fact, he guarded Bobby Fields in that game, just his 7th game of the season. But tonight he is starting. But nobody hit harder on this team than Avery Johnson, who is a college teammate of Bobby Fields. In fact, his wife Cassandra is in Charlotte right now, helping prepare team arrangements. We'll be back with the opening tip-off of the starting lineups in just a moment.
Really?
It's go time.
Hey.
That creepy mouse with the goggles is back in my apartment.
Really?
Can I hang here?
Absolutely. For the great taste that won't fill you up and never let you down, make it a Bud Light.
I used to be a car racer.
Oh, wow.
While there are a lot of places where people buy parts for their car, the fact is more people choose AutoZone than any other. It's because we're the largest auto parts retailer in America, and they save money with our everyday low price. It's because more often than not, we have the parts they need in stock. And it's because we're the only place where they'll find a battery that's backed by a 3-year free replacement guarantee. Which is why we say there's just no place better than AutoZone.
Welcome back to Arco Arena in Sacramento, California, set for game 1 of this 3-game West Coast trip for the Spurs as they get after it in one of the toughest places to play in the road of the NBA, Arco Arena, where Sacramento has won 12 and lost only 2. They also played a home game technically in Tokyo, so their record is 13-2. Let's take you through the starting lineup for tonight. For the Spurs, they have made a change. As Jaren Jackson is out of the starting lineup, Jerome Kersey will make the start for the Spurs at small forward tonight. It'll be his 2nd start of the year. He'll match up with the rugged Corliss Williamson, who is a big post-up type power forward for the Sacramento Kings. Taking a look at their Southwest Airlines starters, Jason Williams at point guard is flanked at big guard by Nick Anderson, the former member of the Orlando Magic. Joining Williamson up front is Chris Webber. Is certainly on his way to his 2nd All-Star team this year, having a monstrous year. And Vlade Divac, the former Laker and Hornet, will man the middle for head coach Rick Adelman. Adelman's Kings are 20-12 overall. They got off to a great start. They were 9-1 at one point, Sean. Since they have played 22 games. They've won 11 and lost 11, but lately they are playing better, having won 2 in a row, including a nice win here Sunday night over the Indiana Pacers.
Well, they started off 9-1, but they really weren't playing the quality teams in this league. When they went 11-11, they had Miami at home, they had Portland at home, they had to play some of the big boys. They didn't fare as well, but this is still a very dangerous team and a team that feels